Determine whether each of the following equation defines y as a function of x. Okay, so we have one A, B, C, D, 4 questions. So what we have to do first is write the equation as y equals some terms of x. So y should be isolated. Then check if for one value of x, that's the input, we get only one y value output or two values of y. If we get only one output, only one y value, then that's a function. If we get two values of y, and it's not a function. Okay, in part A, y equals negative x squared plus 5x minus 7. If we plug in any x value, say 0, 1, negative 1, or any value, and when we use our calculator, then we get only one y value. Okay, so for one x value, we'll get only one y value. You can check, just plug in x equals 1, x equals 2, x equals 20, x equals negative 50. Once we work out, we get only one y value. So this is yes. Since one x value is input, by the way, produces only one y value. This is output. Okay, let's try B. X squared minus y squared equals 9. First we need to write this equation as y equals something. So we need to isolate y. So it's a negative y squared. Whenever I get negative, I want to move to the other side and make it positive. So add y squared both sides. We get x squared equals 9 plus y squared. We are trying to isolate y, so 9, move to the left, subtract 9 from both sides. We get x squared minus 9 equals y squared. Now let's use square root property to solve for y, because we have y squared. So take square root both sides. Take square root both sides, then we get y. I want to write that in the left. Y equals plus minus square root of x squared minus 9. Okay, so we rewrote the given equation as y equals plus minus square root of x squared minus 9. Now we want to plug in a couple of values of x and then see if we get only one or two values of y. Let's take x equals, let's see, 5. Okay, when we take x equals 5, let me write here, for x equals 5, what are you going to get? 5 squared, 25 minus 9, 25 minus 9, 16, square root of 16 is 4. So y is plus minus 4. Okay, that means we are getting two outputs, plus minus 4. And that's always the case because we have plus minus outside. So when we plug in a good value of x, okay, when we plug in some value x that is that defines this square root, then we always get plus minus this value. That means there will be two y values. So for one input we are getting two outputs. That means no, not a function. Not a function. Next, x equals 8 times is absolute y. Okay, let's solve this for y. So 8 times, so we need to divide by 8. So x over, divide both sides by 8 equals absolute y. So absolute y equals some value. Then what is y? We know from absolute value equation, when we have absolute value of y equals some a, then if we get rid of absolute value, then y equals plus minus a. Okay, that was the case. So we're going to use the same thing here, same idea. So we get rid of get rid of absolute value, then y equals, I'm writing in the left at the same time, equals plus minus x over 8. Okay, that means let's take x equals any value. Let's say 8 over 8 is 1. So when we take x equals 8, or you could have taken any other value, then y will be 8 over 8 1 plus minus 1. Due to this plus minus, we are getting two outputs for one input, then not a function. Okay, this equation, the given equation, is not a function. Okay, and finally xy equals -1. Let's solve for y. So x times y, to isolate y, divide by x, we get y equals -1 over x. Okay, this time we don't have plus minus, just minus 1 over x. If we take x equals 5, we get y equals -1 over 5, just one value. So for any x value, we cannot plug in 0 though, for any other x values, for one output we always get only one, sorry, for one input, for one x value, we are going to get only one y value. So yes, this is a function. Okay, final.